guys, welcome back to our channel, and today we are talking about this new fragrance. Actually, it's not pretty new. I've had this perfume for like quite some time already. Yeah, but it's Black Opium Nuit Blanche by YSL. And yeah, I've had it for like probably like 7 months, and I don't know why it took me so long to want to review this fragrance. And it's probably because it's not available in the States. It's only available within like France itself, and Europe, of course. But yeah, I just didn't want to come off like snobby, and I just had something that you guys don't. But I want to review this now, so let's get into it, okay guys? Mwah! Alright guys, and the box is pretty nice actually. So if you guys can see, it's just kind of like in this very matte kind of a black around here with YSL engraved right there, Black Opium Nuit Blanche. And I don't know if you guys know what Nuit Blanche is, but Nuit Blanche is an art festival that happens around autumn time within Paris, France. And they have it annually, and it's just kind of like this very artistic kind of a night. What Nuit Blanche kind of translates is to like sleepless night or white black or whatever. But yeah, it's just kind of like, it rephrases into that. But the box is very, very pretty. It's just kind of like in this rose silver kind of a color. Instead of a rose like gold, it's a rose silver this time around. And shout out to all my people that are cool toned, you know, with your cool undertones, like, because you can't wear rose gold because rose gold is still very warm. But we're getting into the bottle next, okay? Alright guys, here's the bottle, and as you guys can see, oh, you guys can see me. Yeah, but it's just kind of like, again, it says Black Opium right there. This time it's transparent as opposed to the other Black Opiums, and it just kind of has like this dusting of glitter around like the black. Again, and just kind of like rose silver kind of a color going on through here. I'm going to show you guys the difference between rose silver and rose gold. I'll be right back. Hold on. Haha. Alright guys, as you can see, this is more of a rose gold right here. It just kind of has like a gold, like warm tone color. As you can see, this is more like of a rose silver. So you can see like the difference between like rose gold and rose silver. Like one's more warm, one's more cool tone. And I'll show you guys something that is gold right now. So this is like rose silver. This right here on the plaque is gold, and this is like rose gold. So you see the difference between that. So yeah, I just kind of like that touch of like rose silver within this bottle and whatnot. I think it's very pretty. I think that's a very nice touch to the bottle. So we're getting to the smell next, okay? Alright guys, so this perfume contains notes of rice vapor, pepper, orange blossom, peony, black opium coffee accord, vanilla, sandalwood, and white musk. Alright guys, and as usual, I have three of the strongest notes within the perfume. I have the vanilla, I have the rice, and then I also have the coffee, which is the most important note within this. So we're getting to the weakest of the three, okay? Alright guys, next up we have is the rice accord, or the steamed rice accord. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Asian pastries, but they kind of use like steamed sticky rice to make a lot of their pastries. And they're very sweet, they're very creamy, they have a very vanilla tone to it. It kind of gives it like this very custardy feel to the fragrance. And this is the note that kind of differentiates it from the other Black Opiums. It just kind of, again, gives it like this very desserty kind of a vibe, and it softens the fragrance a lot. Think of like steamed milk, think of custards, think of like if you guys are Asian or like been in Asian countries and you guys have like tasted foods like that, think of foods of the of that time, not of that time, but of that type. And it just kind of gives it like that very, very kind of like Eastern kind of a feel to it, and I really like that. Alright guys, next note up we have is the vanilla. And yeah, this vanilla just kind of gives it, again, this very creamy, dreamy kind of a feel to it again. And it's like, without the vanilla, I feel like this would smell like a very, very dark black coffee kind of a perfume. But because the vanilla is added, it just kind of gives like this very latte, very kind of like creamy, very just like a milky effect to it again. And like the vanilla just kind of adds a very all-around sweetness to the perfume and makes it fluffier, it lightens it up, it makes it more wearable as opposed to just wearing like straight up black coffee on your skin, which is nothing wrong with that, but just if you guys want something sweeter, much more with depth in it, but just kind of gives like this very fluffy, very cozy, like not very like cuddly and cozy kind of a tone, then get into vanilla. Alright guys, lastly we have is the coffee. This is the coffee accord that's used within the original Black Opium, and this just kind of gives it its signature kind of a feel. This kind of gives it more of a dark roasted kind of a coffee, very like, very burned, very dark, has like a very mysterious smoky quality, but again very sweet, very earthy in some kind of a way. I believe this note is really, really sexy. A lot of other perfumes have used coffee. It's a very big popular note nowadays, but I feel like this is kind of one of the first originators within the trend to actually all around, use it. And yeah, the Black Opium coffee note is just very, very sweet. It's very nice. It's not dark in any way like the original Black Opium. This one's a lot softer. Again, I keep saying this, but it's a lot more creamier than the original Opium. And yeah, I just like this note a lot. It's very delicious. It just kind of, it gets you ready for autumn time and winter time when you want to just kind of like cozy up and drink like warm drinks like that. Alright guys, in terms of sillage, this perfume kind of projects a little bit further than Oralike, but not as far as to offend anyone. It just kind of circulates a bubble around you, so yeah, it's good enough to have someone kind of like a few feet away from you. You can still smell it, but it's a very pleasant smell. In terms of longevity, the most it's lasted me is probably like 6 hours, I would say. But that's not all that bad. It's just like, I mean, who's out for more than like 6 hours to go out? Maybe me, but whatever. Good enough. If you guys are out for more than 6 hours, then just carry it to reapply. It's not a big bottle, as you guys can see. You guys can carry it around with you in your car, in your purse, wherever. The concept of this fragrance is dope as F. It just kind of follows model Edie as a previous, she was the previous faces of the Black Opium lines. It just kind of follows like that same storyline, but this time it's transitioning from night to like the sun rising and whatnot. So she's kind of in this party and she's kind of being followed by this boy, and they're kind of just like, there's this very like cool thing where you can do online with Black Opium Nuit Blanche, and you can kind of like interact with her, and if you guys hook up your phone to it, you just type in like this digit code or whatever, it'll hook up to your phone, and you guys will kind of interact with her in her journey throughout that time within the video. And it's just kind of like a cool kind of interactive kind of a film, and she's just kind of being followed by this guy, and in the end she's kind of on this rooftop with her friends and the sun is rising and they're just kind of having like a really great time. And I kind of like the pictorial ad for it too. It's just kind of very black, very glittery, and just kind of has these very blue lights behind her, and she's just like posing and whatnot. It's very pretty. I really enjoy the ad. I like the concept of this fragrance. Times I could see this being worn, it's a nighttime perfume, definitely. It kind of has like that very dark feel, very mysterious, but again, very cozy. Setting I would wear it in, when you're going out, or even like if you're just going to like a coffee shop and you're just reading books or whatever, you're just kind of having like a very adventurous night, this is a really good one to have. Or even if you're going to a rock concert, because it has a very rock and roll kind of a feel to it. I don't know if you guys noticed that about the Black Opium line. Whether it's masculine or feminine, it's feminine, but it has a touch of masculinity to it, only because the coffee's so dark and so deep. It just kind of gives it like that kind of masculine edge to it, but it's pretty much feminine. Similarities to this perfume would be this perfume, yeah, by Victoria's Secret, Dark Angel. Victoria's Secret, shame on you. You copied them. You know this. But yeah, I love both of these fragrances, whereas opposed this one has like a mango note, and this one has more of a steamed rice note inside of it. So that's the only difference. More fruity, more creamy. That's really the only difference between them. In terms of first impressions, people really like it, only because the coffee note is very invigorating, but the added notes of the steamed rice and like the very creamy, dreamy vanilla, it just kind of adds like this very cozy effect, so guys really enjoy this. But it does have like a tinge of a masculine edge, as I noted before, but just note that. But it is a very, very comfortable, very, very wearable, and very, very cozy kind of a fragrance. Alright guys, if you guys are looking for deep, sensual, coffee perfume with a creamy edge, then get into Black Opium's Nuit Blanche. Alright guys, I'm Andrew. Stay fresh, stay clean, smell good.